Hello, my name is Sally Pinto, and I'm the Program Director for the Yonkers NORC, Neighborhood Naturally Occurring Retirement Community. We serve seniors 60 plus in Northeast Yonkers. We are under the auspices of WJCS and the Yonkers Office for the Aging. We also have a resource specialist and a nurse on staff. We conduct virtual programming in partnership with the Yonkers Public Library on a daily basis. Enjoy the program.
Welcome. So Yin Yoga, if you're new to me, I recognize most of you guys. We're gonna hold poses. So instead of moving through like 5 or 6 poses within like 10 minutes, we're gonna move through like 5 or 6 poses throughout an hour. So grab any props that you want to have. I'll let you know when you can use them, but think of like you can use like pillows, bath towels, blankets, kind of think of it as anything to just fill the space between your body and the floor. So that way you can allow your body to rest a little bit more so you're not holding these active poses. So we're going to be really passive today. So let's start on our backs today. You can come all the way to lay down. And if you grab some props, just have them near you. Just for easy access. You don't have to work too hard to find them later. We're going to start with our feet on the ground today, but I always say that when we first arrive, you can move around as much or as little as you need. To just kind of settle into the space, settle onto your mat, onto the floor, into your practice. When you feel like you've kind of wiggled everything out, you can come to place the feet on the floor and then just let your arms come out by the side. Allow the back body to start to get a little heavy here. So just slowly feel as if all of the muscles are gently trying to melt into the floor. And just start to check in with your mind, your body, and the breath. Let's just take a few more rounds of breath here, settling in. after your next breath, just gently start to rock your knees from side to side. And then you'll start to pause back in the middle and slowly start to walk the feet together and allow the knees to drop out wide into butterfly legs. So this is a wonderful spot to add any extra layers of support. But I want you to resist just kind of putting it under there right out of instinct. And just take a moment to settle in. Take a couple breaths, see how much you can let go. And then if you find yourself really tensing up, just add a little layer of support underneath the thighs. That way it allows the legs to actually release and relax just a little bit more. And you can bring your arms, excuse me, out into a T. Really keep the arms wide. You're just focusing on opening up the whole front of the body. And as we continue to hold, you can always play with the placement of your prop if you're using one, and maybe bring it out just a little bit so that way you're actually allowing the body to go a little bit deeper. Always bringing your focus back to your breath if you feel yourself starting to get distracted by thoughts or sensations. Just a couple more rounds of breath. Last breath here. And nice and slow, just start to point the knees back up to the sky. Whenever we transition, we're always moving really slow, really intentionally. We're not ever in a rush. And then just let the legs come out long. You can keep your arms where they're at. Maybe take your legs a little bit wide and just really taking up a lot of space like a starfish. And bringing your intention back to your breath. We're gonna stay in this starfish position for just a few more moments, just allowing everything to soften just a little bit more, even just 1% more. Taking one more breath here. And just start to bend your knees so you can plant the feet on the floor. And let's just roll to one side. It doesn't matter which side, pick your favorite. Coming into a fetal position on your side. And let's just pause here for a few moments. And you're going to keep that momentum of rolling and roll all the way onto your stomach. You can make a pillow with your hands. And again, just pause when you get here. As you pause, laying on your belly here, notice if you're holding the muscles in your face. Can you relax the jaw a little bit? Can you soften the space between the eyebrows? And then slowly moving through your whole body. Can you soften through the back of the neck? The space between your shoulder blades. The space between each rib. Softening through the lower back and the glutes. Just really allowing all of your focus to be on your breath. So feeling the belly push in and away from the floor. Couple more breaths, keeping that attention with the breath. And then nice and slow, just start to draw your right knee out to the side. So the inside of the leg is gonna rest on the floor. So almost like that butterfly pose we did a few moments ago. And now you can keep your hands as a pillow, or you can bring your arms out into a T. You are also welcome to use an actual pillow. And you can always turn your gaze to one side. Maybe at first you play with looking away from the knee. And if that's not working today, just look towards the right knee. You might have to recheck in with the body when you arrive here. Just allowing everything to soften and release. You tense up when you change the position of the leg. As we continue to hold here, maybe start playing with straightening your right leg a little bit. I'm just straightening the knee. The inside of my leg is still on the floor. My foot is still able to rest on the floor. I'm just changing the sensation of the stretch. And it might even be just like a little bit. So maybe instead of a 90-degree angle, you're at like a 100-degree angle. Maybe you take a couple of breaths and then go 5 more degrees. If there's any pain happening anywhere, always remember to bring it back. Last couple of breaths here. Straighten the leg. Go ahead and slowly start to rebend the knee. And then nice and slow, allow the right leg to come and meet the left and just pause. Maybe take a moment and observe any shifts or differences in the sides. in. If you're holding anywhere, let go a little bit more. Then you'll start to bend the other leg, so bringing the left knee out to the side. Again, you can adjust the upper body. You can turn one cheek to the side of the mat. You're turning one cheek to the side of the mat, just make sure you do the other one. Because it does matter. It helps stretch all of the little tiny muscles that hold up your head. Straighten the leg on the other side. Don't go there yet. We're going to stay here for a little while first. Remember, we're never in any rush. Please reconnecting to your breath. If you like, you can start playing with straightening the leg. Your sides are going to feel different, so no need to rush it straight. Let's go a little bit wider, maybe at the knee, nice and slow. Take a few breaths, and you can just continue to play with how it's feeling in your body today. Just a few more rounds of breath here. After your next breath, slowly start to rebend your knee and sliding your leg back to meet your other leg. Okay. What are you hearing? Pausing there. It's okay if you get distracted by things happening, like a dog barking. Can pull you out of your element. Let's see if you can bring yourself back, because you can't always control the distractions that happen. But you can control how you allow it to impact you. Last breath on your belly here. And this is going to be the hardest move of class, because you're going to press yourself up into a tabletop position. So it's okay if it feels like you're lifting a brick. And just when you get to the tabletop, onto your hands and knees, you're just going to kind of move around however your body needs. So if your body just needs still, be still. If it needs to move a lot, let it move a lot. Sometimes it's just about moving the spine in a bunch of different directions after it's been in one direction for a while. We're gonna make that tabletop and bring it into a child's pose. So once you feel kind of pretty good on that movement front, and you feel ready to allow yourself to settle back into the next shape, allow your hips to come to your heels. You can always use props underneath your belly or behind your knees or under your forehead. And then just allow your upper body to get nice and heavy. Well, since we're going to hold here for a little bit, I'll offer an alternative if there's any pain in the knees. Okay. So go ahead and come onto your back if there's pain happening in your knees. And this is just if that child's pose isn't working for you today. If you're good in child's pose, just try to tune me out for the next 30 seconds. If you come onto your back, you can just let your knees come towards your chest like this. Maybe just hold on to your pants. You can even place a prop underneath the feet and just have the knees bent and just creating a smaller angle at the front of the hip. That's what we're just going for. Just a smaller angle on the front of the hip. And coming back to your breath. Returning to your breath is always a good way to just kind of resettle yourself. Changing positions can just pull us out of the moment sometimes and out of the calm. Just really allowing the first few moments in a new shape to just fully be intentional, checking in and reconnecting to the breath can be really beneficial. Okay. Couple of breaths here. slowly starting to bring yourself up. Any movement you need to shake it off. We're gonna come back onto our backs from here. So if you had done that option on your back, you're just gonna stay there. You were in child's pose, you'll start to make your way to flip over. I don't care how you get there. Just know that will soon go towards a shavasana. So if you like to be near a wall or a chair, just make sure you set yourself up nearby. So as you start to make it back onto your back, again, if you need to move. If you need to just land. And start to place your feet on the floor, just like we started class in the same place. And start to extend just your left leg. So just let your left leg come out straight in front of you. Keeping your right foot on the floor. And pausing here. You can have your arms out wide or even up over your head. Start to let the right knee come back to that butterfly shape. So we're coming into this reclined tree pose. So you are always welcome to add a prop underneath the thigh, either thigh really, straight leg or bent leg. Just a few more rounds of breath here. Nice and slow, just start to plant your right foot back on the floor. Start to bend back into your left knee and plant your left foot on the floor. And then right away, go ahead and straighten your right leg and pause. And slowly start to let the left knee drop out to the side, coming into that butterfly shape. Last few rounds of breath in your fallen tree. Slowly, after your next breath, just start to point your left knee back up to the sky. And let your right foot come to meet it. And rock your hips a little bit. Just before we go into Shavasana, let's take our feet wide, so a little bit wider than our hips. And just allow the knees to knock towards each other. So we've been doing a lot of external rotation today. So let's just let the knees come towards each other for some internal rotation. You don't have to touch. They're just kind of falling towards your midline. The heels might point out a little bit. And allow the knees to point back up to the sky and start to find your way into your final Shavasana. So let the legs fall out in front of you. Arms fall by your side. Letting your body just find a place where it can release and soften in gratitude for your practice today. You're welcome to throw your legs up on a chair or on a wall, or even just coming onto your side if that's feeling more restorative to you today. Shavasana. Slowly starting to bring some awareness back into the space. Slowly starting to bring some awareness back into your body. Inviting small movements back in, wiggling fingers and toes, rolling out wrists and ankles, rocking your head from side to side. Stretching your arms up overhead. Just slowly making your way into a comfortable seated position. There's no rush to get there. Bringing your hands to your heart center, gently bowing your head. Thank yourself for making it to your mat today, for your practice, for your energy, for your breath, and most importantly, for yourself. Namaste.
Hi, everyone. This is Z from Yonkers Public Library. Thanks so much to Sally Pinto and Alexis from Newark. Thank you to our community partners, WJCS, the City of Yonkers Office for the Aging, Friends of Crestwood Library, and Yonkers Public Library for making this phenomenal partnership. And we thank each and every one of you for being part of our wellness community. Be well, stay well.